Hi, I'm Stacy and welcome to Work Smarter, insight and tools to help you accelerate your fulfillment and success. Today we're talking about how to overcome distraction and refocus on your big goal. Question for you. At the beginning of 2017, what goal did you set for yourself? And if you didn't have one, well, what was something that you hoped to achieve or experience this year? What was something that you had in mind that you wanted to work towards? Okay, there's probably at least one thing that you had on your radar. Well, how have you been doing in working towards it? How's that been going? Yeah, maybe a little bit here and there, maybe we fell off track a little bit. That's normal, right? Because we let in the distractions. It's easy. You're fighting fire drills at work and at home. We're all so busy. Maybe you've gotten frustrated with the demands or the expectations of the goal that you wanted to achieve. And maybe that's led you to procrastinate, and that's a place where we often get stuck in that mode of, okay, I'll get to it later, and we put it on hold because it thinks that we have the task treadmill that's right in front of us. Well, how do you refocus on the goal for the year or really anything in your life that you want to get back on track with? Well, one thing you can do, tap into your inner game. And we all overlook this because this is intangible, right? We have to go inside. We can't just do something, take action and fix it. It starts from the inside out. And this is where you're asking why. Why was this goal, why is this action for you important? If your answer is, well, it's because it's healthy for me or I should do it, how motivating is that going to be? It needs to be something that you truly want, and you need to understand why and feel a connection to that motivation. Okay? Another part of this inner game is visioning it, imagining what that feels like for you to have it. If you could place an order to the universe to have this delivered to you, how would you describe it? What's going to appear in your life? How is it going to feel? How is it going to affect people in your day-to-day experience? Okay? And then make sure that you place this somewhere, whether you're writing it out or creating a vision board or even just a post-it note reminder. Make sure you're not just giving this a passing thought, but you're translating it into some sort of physical medium that expresses this for you. Okay, second thing you can do, and if you like something that is tangible, then this will appeal to you more. This is called the distraction jar. This can be a can, a bowl, however you want to make it, but I'm going to call it a distraction jar. And I want you to write down on each piece of paper one single thought of the things that you feel that are getting in your way. It could be an obligation that you just have to do. You can't erase it, and that's fine. But it might be something else too that you find yourself gravitating towards filling your time with instead. Write that down and be honest about it. Pop it in the jar. Do this over the course of a few weeks, maybe a month. Go back and let that jar that's held all of these distractions for you, all of these worries that you say, you know what, I know this is in my way, I'm gonna take it out, I'm gonna acknowledge it and put it here. Go back and look at it. See if it's gonna reveal any habits that you might have that you need to get rid of. Maybe you've been spending time as an avoidance mechanism on something you shouldn't be. And see what kind of habits are derailing you from this focus and see what you want to change about that. Okay, another thing is being aware of the false beliefs that hold you back. Oftentimes we resist because there's a fear. We have a false belief, we collect even false evidence to make something seem real that's just not the case. If there's something that is holding you back, that internal resistance, maybe it's a gremlin message, you need to acknowledge what that is. You can't just plow through it. Another thing is making a choice, right? Do you want to achieve this goal? Do you want to achieve this result? If it's not a hell yes, then please don't do it. So it's not going to work out for you. If it's one of those things where, yeah, I kind of do, I know it's important, I should, I really need to get to it, it's not going to work for you. It's got to be hell yes, I want this. And if you say that and you make that decision, then game on. That's what you're pursuing. And then finally, build the space for it. Don't just say, oh yeah, this is a goal. I put it up on my to-do list on my board and I know that I'm gonna work towards it. When? If it's not on your calendar, it's not scheduled in and not real, right? So make sure you schedule that goal time or that me time. Even if it's just 30 minutes a week, put it on your calendar to make sure that you're accountable for it. And then speaking of accountability and ways to reinforce this, make sure you have a daily motto that relates to your goal or what you're achieving, something that inspires you, and put that on a post-it note or somewhere where you can see it and have it as a reminder throughout the day. I have an index card that I choose each day that's related to what I'm doing, and I make sure that I'm focusing on that throughout the day. Another thing I want you to do is a weekly evidence log. Don't get overwhelmed, this isn't a big thing. It's something small, but this is about reinforcement and consistency, putting that structure in place so you can be successful. Weekly evidence log, run it on Fridays, and put in there a few things that you're proud of yourself for, or maybe it's a little win, even if it's just, hey, you know what, I opened the book and I read 10 more pages, or I went out for a walk. Whatever it is related to your goal, put in some wins. Put in a few things that you want to let yourself know that you're actually moving forward with versus that you feel like you're behind on. And then finally, regroup and reflect. Touch base shortly once a month and make a note of one thing that you learned or one thing about your goal, basically checking in to see if it still fits for you and how you're doing with it. And then last but not least, accountability is important. And a lot of people find this helpful in different ways, like setting a deadline for yourself or being a part of a partnership or a group that's going to give you that kind of support. But oftentimes we need that accountability. We can't just hope that we're going to get something done. So put those things in place, joining a group, telling someone about it, making deadlines for yourself that you're going to keep. So I hope that helps you have some efforts and know what to do to refocus on that goal or what you're wanting to achieve in your life right now. Thanks so much, and I'll catch you again next time.